Men obsess over women who do this. She owns her worth. Listen, confidence is magnetic. When a woman knows her value and refuses to settle, men take notice. If you act like a prize, he'll treat you like one. She's not chasing, she's choosing. Stop running after a guy who isn't running toward you. The second you shift your energy from chasing to choosing, you become irresistible. She has a life that's bigger than him. The most attractive women are busy living. They have passions, goals, friendships, and a purpose beyond romance. A guy wants to earn his spot in your world, not be your whole world. She's unpredictable in the best way. Men are wired to crave novelty, not with games, but by being your dynamic, evolving, fascinating self. She's emotionally secure, no drama, no neediness, no walking on eggshells. A woman who knows how to handle her emotions without dumping them all on a guy, that's rare, that's sexy. She sets boundaries like a boss. A woman who commands respect gets respect. If you tolerate nonsense, you'll get more of it. Speak up, stand firm, and watch how his admiration grows. She's effortlessly feminine and fierce. Feminine energy isn't about playing small. It's about embracing your power and your softness. That contrast, men can't resist it. She's mysterious, but not in a game-playing way. Don't overshare everything on day one. Keep a little bit back. Make him work to know you. Desire thrives on a little uncertainty. She challenges him to be better. The right man doesn't want a pushover. He wants a woman who elevates him. When you inspire him to be his best self, he won't want to lose you. She walks away if he doesn't step up. Here's the mic drop moment. The most irresistible women know when to walk away. The second you stop fearing loss is the moment you become unforgettable. It's not about making a man obsessed with you. It's about being the kind of woman who naturally draws high-value men in. Live your life, own your power, and watch the right ones chase you. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And let me tell you, the second you decide to own your worth, everything shifts. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way people respond to you, it all changes. Because when you show up like you know you're valuable, the world mirrors it back to you. And men, they feel it. You ever notice how the women who get treated the best expect to be treated well? That's not a coincidence. It's because they don't entertain anything less. They don't waste their energy proving they're worthy of love. They already know they are. And that knowing, it's powerful. It makes people step up. When you value yourself, you stop over-explaining, over-giving, and overcompensating. You're not out here trying to earn a man's affection like it's some kind of prize. No, you are the prize. And a man who sees your worth will move mountains to be with you. The ones who don't, they were never for you anyway. This isn't about arrogance. It's about energy. You walk into a room with your head high, your shoulders back, and a presence that says, I know who I am. That energy is magnetic. It's intoxicating. It makes people lean in and wonder, who is she? And trust me, the right man will want to step up to meet you there. The women who command respect don't beg for attention. They don't send 17 texts in a row. They don't sit around wondering why he hasn't called. They go live their damn life, and guess what? That energy makes a man obsess. Because nothing is more attractive than a woman who knows she's enough, with or without him. How you treat yourself is how others will treat you. If you put yourself last, if you accept breadcrumbs, if you shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable, you're teaching them exactly what you'll tolerate. The second you decide, no, I deserve better than this, everything shifts. You don't have to say you're valuable. You show it in your actions. You don't chase after people who don't prioritize you. You don't accept half-hearted effort. You don't settle for almost when you know you deserve all in. And when a man meets a woman like that, he feels the difference. You ever notice how men can sense when you're unsure of yourself? They can smell insecurity from a mile away, and the wrong ones, they feed on it. They take advantage of it. But when you show up knowing your worth, those same guys suddenly don't have the power to shake you. And the right men, they're drawn to it like a magnet. The shift happens the moment you stop waiting for someone else to choose you and start choosing yourself. It's the moment you realize you don't need validation because you already believe in your own value. That's the energy that makes people pay attention. That's the energy that makes a man want to prove he's worthy of you. At the end of the day, you don't have to force a man to treat you like a queen. You just have to be one. And a real king, he won't need reminding. When you chase, you tell the world you don't believe you deserve to be pursued. And let me tell you something. Men can feel that energy. Desperation repels. Confidence attracts. The second you stop running after someone who isn't running toward you, you take your power back. Think about it. If a man is interested, do you really have to convince him? No. When a guy truly wants you, he shows up, he calls, he plans, he prioritizes you. If you have to chase him, it's not a connection. It's a one-sided performance. And you deserve more than that. The shift happens when you go from hoping someone picks you to deciding who gets access to you. This is your life, your heart, your time. You get to choose who's worth it. And when you carry that energy, men see you differently. They feel that they have to earn you, not the other way around. Women who chase are constantly overanalyzing. Why hasn't he texted? What does this mean? Should I do more? But women who choose, they're focused on their own life, their goals, their happiness. And ironically, that's what makes men crave them. Because nothing is more attractive than a woman who knows she's good, with or without him. Let's be real. Chasing is exhausting. It's draining. It makes you feel small. And for what? For a guy who isn't even sure about you? No. Stop proving yourself to someone who isn't proving himself to you. The second you step back, one of two things happens. He steps up or he steps out. Either way, you win. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to earn. And there's a difference. One is manipulation. The other is self-respect. A high-value woman doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't lower her standards just to keep someone around. She knows what she brings to the table and refuses to chase someone who can't see it. Men love a challenge, not in a toxic game-playing way, but in a I have to show her I'm worthy way. They want to feel like they earned your time, your attention, your love. And when you stop making it easy for the wrong ones, the right ones will step up. You ever notice that the second you stop caring, the texts come flooding in? That's not magic. It's human psychology. People want what they can't have. So when you shift your energy from please choose me to I'll decide if you're worth my time, men feel that. And trust me, it's irresistible. The truth is, when you chase, you're running toward rejection. When you choose, you're walking toward respect. The difference? One leaves you drained and questioning your worth. The other leaves you empowered, knowing you deserve someone who meets you where you are. So stop running, stand still, let the right one prove himself to you, because the man who truly wants you, you won't have to chase him. He'll already be there, showing you why he deserves you. A woman who is fulfilled, driven, and excited about her own life is magnetic. She doesn't sit around waiting for a text. She's not refreshing her phone every 5 minutes, hoping he makes plans. Why? Because she has things to do, a career to build, passions to chase, friends to see, a life that's already full, with or without him. Men are drawn to women who are in motion. There's nothing more intoxicating than a woman who wakes up excited about her own life. Her happiness isn't dependent on a relationship. It comes from within. And that energy, that independence, it makes a man want to be part of her world, not because she needs him, but because she chooses him. The second you make a man your entire world, you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you lose the very thing that made him attracted to you in the first place. A great relationship doesn't complete you. It complements the amazing life you already have. That's the difference. You ever notice how men are obsessed with women who seem just a little out of reach? The ones who have their own thing going on? It's because there's a challenge. There's mystery. There's something about her that makes him think, I need to work for a place in her life. And that's the energy that keeps a relationship exciting. When a man sees that you're happy without him, it changes the game. He realizes he can't just show up and expect you to drop everything. He has to add to your life, bring value, be an asset, not a distraction. And a man who truly cares, he'll rise to that challenge. Too many women abandon their hobbies, their dreams, their friends the second they start dating someone. And then they wonder why the relationship loses its spark. The truth is, keeping your own identity is key. The more you pour into yourself, the more attractive you become to him and to you. A man wants to feel like he's won you over, not like he's your only source of joy. There's a huge difference between I'm happy and I'd love for you to be part of it versus I need you to be happy. One is confidence, the other is codependency. And trust me, men can feel the difference. The happiest, most desirable women have balance. They love their man, but they also love their career, their passions, their solo time. They know that a relationship is part of a fulfilling life, not the entire thing. And because of that, they never lose their sense of self. You don't need to be in a relationship to feel whole. You don't need constant attention to feel valuable. When you build a life that excites you, people, especially men, feel that energy. They want to be around it. They want to earn a place in your already amazing world. So go do you, build, create, travel, laugh, chase your dreams, because the right man, he's not looking for a woman who makes him her whole life. He's looking for a woman who already has a life and invites him along for the ride. There's something electric about a woman who keeps life interesting. She's not playing games. She's not being difficult just for the sake of it, but she's unpredictable in the best way. She's dynamic. She's full of surprises, and that keeps a man hooked. Men are wired to crave novelty. It's not about looks, it's about energy. A woman who's always evolving, always bringing something fresh to the table, that's the kind of woman a man can't stop thinking about, because just when he thinks he's figured her out, she shows another layer of who she is. This doesn't mean you have to be over the top or constantly doing crazy things. It means you're interesting. You have stories to tell. You have passions that light you up. You keep growing, learning, and stepping into new experiences. That energy is irresistible. The women who keep men chasing are the ones who keep themselves excited about life. They try new things. They step outside their comfort zones. They don't fall into boring, predictable routines. And as a result, they bring a natural spark into their relationships. Men fall for women who make them feel excited, curious, inspired. A woman who's always evolving gives a man something to look forward to. He's not just in a relationship, he's on an adventure. And trust me, men live for that kind of energy. You don't have to change who you are. You just have to stay engaged with life. Keep learning. Keep surprising yourself. When you do that, you naturally bring that freshness into your relationship. And a man will never feel like he has you completely figured out. And that's a good thing. Routine kills excitement. It's easy to fall into predictable patterns. Same dates, same conversations, same habits. But the couples who stay obsessed with each other are the ones who keep exploring, trying new things, and keeping life fresh. It's not about keeping him guessing. It's about keeping yourself engaged. If you're constantly growing, if you're passionate about life, that energy transfers to him. And that's what keeps him excited to be around you. Men don't want a woman who's complicated. They want a woman who's captivating, someone who makes them laugh, makes them think, and keeps them inspired. And that doesn't come from games. It comes from being your fullest, most interesting self. So stay dynamic, stay evolving. Keep your world big, your mind curious, and your energy alive. The right man won't just stick around. He'll chase you because he'll never want to stop discovering who you are. A woman who is emotionally secure is a breath of fresh air. She doesn't explode over small things. She doesn't need constant reassurance. And she definitely doesn't make a man responsible for her happiness. She owns her emotions. And that's rare. That's attractive. Men aren't scared of emotions. They're scared of emotional instability. There's a difference. A woman who can express how she feels without turning it into drama, that's a woman a man wants to be around because she's safe. She's steady. She brings peace, not chaos. Neediness pushes men away, not because they don't want to be there for you, but because it feels like pressure. A secure woman doesn't need constant validation to feel worthy. She already knows she's enough. And when a woman carries herself with that kind of confidence, a man wants to give her his love freely. Walking on eggshells in a relationship is exhausting. A high-value woman makes it easy for a man to talk to her. She doesn't turn every disagreement into a war. She listens, she communicates, and because of that, a man wants to open up to her. A man feels safest with a woman who can handle herself. Life will throw challenges at you. Emotions will rise. But a secure woman doesn't let them control her. She processes them. She talks about them in a way that builds connection instead of tearing it down. You ever notice how the most attractive women have this calm about them? They don't get easily rattled. They don't react, they respond. And that energy, it's irresistible. It makes a man feel like he can relax, like he can trust her, like she's different from the rest. Being emotionally secure doesn't mean you don't feel things deeply. It means you own your emotions instead of making them someone else's problem. You don't expect a man to fix you. You expect him to witness you. And that's what makes him respect you. Men aren't looking for perfection. They're looking for emotional stability. Someone who won't blow up over a text. Someone who won't shut down when things get hard. Someone who knows how to talk through things instead of running away. That kind of woman, she's unforgettable. A woman is secure. She's not afraid of losing a man because she knows she'll be fine either way. That confidence makes a man want to stay because he's not being guilt-tripped into loving her. He's choosing to every single day. Emotional security is a superpower. It makes love easier. It makes life lighter. And when a man finds a woman who brings that kind of stability into his world, he'll do whatever it takes to keep her. A woman who knows her worth doesn't just hope for respect, she demands it. And she does that by setting boundaries, not with anger, not with drama, but with clarity and confidence. She makes it very clear what she will and won't accept. And guess what? A man respects that. Boundaries aren't about controlling someone else's behavior. They're about controlling what you allow. If a man is inconsistent, if he's playing games, if he's testing your limits, a high-value woman doesn't beg, complain, or try to fix him. She walks away because she knows that the right man won't put her in a position where she has to constantly fight for basic respect. Men feel when a woman has standards and they either rise to meet them or they fall away. There's no in between. The second you start making excuses for bad behavior, oh, he's just busy, maybe I'm overreacting, you're teaching him that it's okay to give you less than you deserve. And it's not. A woman with strong boundaries doesn't fear losing a man. She fears losing herself by accepting less than she's worth. She knows that love should feel safe, consistent, and easy. And anything less, it's a no. No discussion, no begging, no settling. You ever notice how the women who get the best treatment are the ones who expect it? That's not a coincidence. It's because they're not afraid to say, this doesn't work for me. And men listen when a woman respects herself enough to walk away from nonsense. Setting boundaries isn't rude. It isn't selfish. It's necessary. It protects your peace. It filters out the men who aren't serious. And most importantly, it keeps you in control of your own happiness. Because when you allow everything, you end up resenting everything. The truth is, men secretly admire women who set boundaries. They might test them at first, but when they see you stand firm, that's when their respect deepens. Because a woman who won't tolerate nonsense is a woman worth keeping. Weak boundaries lead to one thing, disrespect. And once a man knows he can push your limits, he will. Not because he's a bad guy, but because human nature is wired that way. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. So if you let the small things slide, don't be surprised when they turn into big things. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to justify why you deserve better. A woman who sets boundaries doesn't over-explain, she enforces. And a man who truly values you, he won't just respect those boundaries, he'll love that you have them. At the end of the day, setting boundaries is about one thing, self-respect. The moment you start prioritizing you, everything shifts. The wrong men disappear, the right men step up, and most importantly, you become the kind of woman who would rather be alone than in a situation that drains her. And that is powerful. There's something undeniable about a woman who embodies both strength and softness. She doesn't have to try to be feminine. It just is, because she's fully in her power. She walks with grace, but she stands her ground. She's warm, but she's unshakable. And that contrast, that's what makes men obsessed. Being feminine isn't about being weak. It's not about shrinking yourself, people-pleasing, or letting a man lead just for the sake of it. True feminine energy is about flow. It's about confidence that doesn't need to be loud, strength that doesn't need to be aggressive, and a presence that draws people in without forcing anything. Men feel feminine energy. It's inviting, it's magnetic, it's safe. A woman in her feminine knows how to receive. She lets a man lead, not because she can't do it herself, but because she understands the dance of polarity. She knows how to be strong without being hard, and that is powerful. You don't have to choose between being fierce and being feminine. You can be both. You can be independent, ambitious, and sharp, but also soft, playful, and nurturing. That duality, that's what makes a man lean in, because he sees a woman who is both a queen and a safe haven. The most irresistible women know how to shift their energy. In the workplace, they're focused. In their friendships, they're playful. And in love, they let their guard down just enough to create space for connection. Men crave that. They don't want a woman who is always in control, always leading, always proving. They want a woman who allows herself to be. Feminine energy is confidence in who you are. It's knowing you don't have to force anything, chase anyone, or beg for attention. It's showing up as your fullest self and letting the right people be drawn to you. No pushing, no proving, just being. A woman who owns her femininity knows when to be strong and when to surrender. She doesn't see vulnerability as a weakness. It's her superpower. She can hold her own, but she also knows how to lean into softness, and that keeps a man on his toes. Fierce doesn't mean guarded. Feminine doesn't mean weak. The balance of both is what makes a woman memorable. She's the one a man can laugh with, build with, dream with, but also the one who makes him feel needed in the best way. Men don't want to compete with a woman's strength. They want to witness it, but they also want to feel trusted, wanted, appreciated. And when a woman knows how to be strong and receptive, that's when a man sees her as the one who stands out from the rest. So embrace both. Be the woman who can take on the world but still melt in the arms of the right man. Because true power isn't in choosing one or the other. It's in knowing how to embody both. There's something undeniably alluring about a woman who doesn't lay all her cards on the table at once. She's not playing hard to get. She just is hard to get because she values herself enough to let someone earn access to her world. And that mystery, that's what makes men obsessed. Men are wired to chase. They don't want everything handed to them on a silver platter. They want to discover you. When a woman reveals everything about herself too soon, she takes away the excitement, the pull, the sense of, I want to know more. And that's what keeps attraction alive. This isn't about being secretive. It's about pacing. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves instant access to your thoughts, your past, your deepest emotions. A high-value woman reveals herself over time, not all at once. And that slow reveal, that's what makes a man lean in. When a man feels like he has to work to understand you, to earn your trust, to get to know the real you, that's when he stays engaged. It's not about manipulation. It's about value. People appreciate what they have to invest in. And a woman who keeps a little bit back, she becomes priceless. The mystery isn't about playing games. It's about not being an open book to just anyone. It's knowing that your depth, your layers, your soul are something a man has to earn the right to see. And the right man, he wants to take that journey with you. Ever notice how the women who have men obsessed with them aren't the ones oversharing on social media, trauma dumping on date one, or explaining themselves at every turn? It's because they understand restraint. They let a man wonder. They give just enough to spark curiosity, but not everything. When a woman is a little unpredictable, a little hard to pin down, a man can't stop thinking about her. He replays the way she smiled, the way she spoke, the way she left him wanting more. And that's the key. Always leaving him wanting more. Men lose interest when there's no challenge, no discovery, no mystery. If he feels like he knows everything about you too soon, the excitement fades. But if he senses there's more to you, more depth, more stories, more layers, he'll keep chasing, keep investing, keep showing up. You don't have to hide who you are. Just own the fact that you are worth unfolding. Take your time. Let him earn your trust. Let him work to know the deeper parts of you, because a man values what he earns. And when he finally gets to truly know you, that's when he knows he never wants to let you go. So don't rush it. Don't spill everything at once. Keep a little back. Let him wonder. Let him chase. And most of all, let him earn the privilege of knowing you. A man might be attracted to a pretty face, but he stays for a woman who challenges him to level up. The right man doesn't want someone who just agrees with everything he says, who never calls him out, who lets him coast through life. He wants a woman who makes him better. And when he finds her, he knows she's rare. Men crave respect just as much as they crave love, and nothing commands more respect than a woman who holds high standards, not just for herself, but for the people around her. She doesn't nag, she doesn't criticize, but she expects him to step up, and because of that, he wants to. A woman who challenges a man isn't trying to fix him, she inspires him. She leads by example. She's ambitious, she's disciplined, she's constantly growing, and a man in her presence starts to think, I need to get my act together. I can't afford to lose a woman like this. This isn't about changing a man. It's about awakening something in him, a desire to be more, to show up stronger, to build something not just for himself, but for both of you. And that motivation, it's priceless. Men don't fall for women who make life too easy. They fall for the ones who push them, who won't tolerate laziness, who won't accept excuses, who won't settle for mediocrity. The second a man senses that you require greatness, he'll either rise to meet it or fall away. And either way, you win. The women who keep men hooked are the ones who expect the best, not just from him, but from themselves. She's not sitting around waiting for a man to complete her. She's building, she's growing, she's thriving. And that energy, it's infectious. You know what happens when you challenge a man? He remembers you. Even if things don't work out, even if he moves on, he never forgets the woman who made him better. The one who called out his potential, the one who made him feel like he could conquer anything because he had to just to keep up with her. A high-value woman isn't impressed by the bare minimum. She sees through the charm, the sweet words, the potential. She looks at who he is right now. And if he's not stepping up, she doesn't beg. She doesn't lower her standards. She walks away. And that's what separates her from the rest. Men want to be their best selves. They want to be with a woman who requires them to be strong, to be focused, to be great. Because deep down, every man knows that the right woman will either elevate him or expose him. And the smart ones, they rise. So don't be afraid to challenge him. Don't be afraid to expect more. A man might be drawn to a woman for her looks, but he stays for the woman who makes him better. Be that woman and watch how he never wants to let you go. A woman who knows her worth doesn't beg, she doesn't chase, and she definitely doesn't wait around for a man to realize what he has. She gives him the opportunity to step up, and if he doesn't, she's gone. No warnings, no second chances, no drawn-out conversations trying to convince him to treat her right, just a quiet, powerful exit. And that's unforgettable. Nothing is more attractive than a woman who isn't afraid to lose a man. The second you start operating from a place of fear of being alone, fear of losing him, fear of starting over, you lose your power. But when you move from a place of abundance, that's when everything shifts. A high-value woman doesn't cling to potential. She doesn't wait for him to one day be ready. She looks at what he's showing her right now, and if it's not enough, she chooses herself. And that decision alone makes a man wake up. Men feel when a woman is willing to walk away. It's in the way she carries herself. It's in her energy. She's not desperate. She's not attached to the outcome. She's not afraid of his absence because she knows she'll be just fine without him. And when a man senses that, he takes her seriously. There's a difference between a woman who wants a man and a woman who needs a man. The one who needs him will tolerate anything just to keep him around. The one who wants him but is totally fine without him, that's the woman he can't get out of his head. Weak women make threats. Strong women walk away. No yelling, no begging. Just a simple, this isn't working for me, and then she's gone. No coming back. No what are we conversations. No dragging out something that's already dead. Just a clean break. And a man never forgets the woman who had the strength to leave. It's not about playing games. It's about respecting yourself enough to never settle for less than you deserve. When a woman sets the standard that she will only accept effort, consistency, and love at its highest level, the right man steps up. And the wrong one, he's out. Either way, she wins. A man has to feel the risk of losing you, not because you're trying to manipulate him, but because you truly know you deserve better. If he thinks you'll always be there no matter how little he gives, he won't change. But if he knows you'll walk and never look back, that's when he moves. Men respect what they have to work for. They value what they have to earn. And nothing makes a man step up faster than the realization that he could lose a woman who is rare. A woman who brings peace, passion, and power into his life. A woman he knows he won't find again. So here's the real secret. The second you stop fearing loss, you become irreplaceable. The second you realize that you are the prize, you stop chasing. And when a man sees that, he has two choices. Rise to meet you or step aside for someone who will. Either way, you win. At the end of the day, men don't obsess over women who beg for their attention. They obsess over women who own their worth, who live full lives, who set the standard and refuse to lower it. It's not about playing games. It's about being the kind of woman who naturally draws people in because she is confident, because she's magnetic, because she knows exactly who she is and what she deserves. The truth is, attraction isn't about looks alone. It's about energy. A woman who radiates confidence, mystery, and strength is unforgettable. She's the woman a man remembers, the one he thinks about long after she's gone, the one he steps up for because he knows she won't wait around for anything less than greatness. When a woman chooses herself, when she stops chasing, when she walks away from inconsistency, when she holds her boundaries like a queen, she becomes unstoppable. And the right man, he sees that, he feels that, and if he's smart, he'll do whatever it takes to keep her. This isn't about changing yourself to be more desirable. It's about realizing that you already are. It's about shifting your mindset from, how do I get him to like me, to, do I even want him? Is he stepping up for me? Is he worthy of my time? Because the moment you start thinking like that, you become the kind of woman men never want to lose. So here's the real takeaway. The most irresistible women don't try to be chosen. They choose. They lead with confidence, move with purpose, and let the right men rise to meet them. And that shift, that's what makes a woman unforgettable. That's what makes her one in a million.